Well, that cardio session really sucked this morning. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but to be honest, I hate cardio. Like, I hate it. It's not my favorite. If I didn't have to do it, I wouldn't. I know the benefits of it. I love the benefits of cardio, but man, do I hate actually having to spend 30 minutes sitting there climbing up steps. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but my family came through for Father's Day. I kept dropping subtle hints, like saying, I really want a Rode mic. I would really like a better mic. I sure wish I had a better mic. I wish I had a mic with better battery life and better audio. And they got it for me. So dropping subtle hints, if you could call it that, they came through and surprised me for Father's Day. So I'm wearing it here. I was going to clip it on the side of my hat right here, but it seems like the audio comes in better. It picks my voice up better when it's on the bill of the hat. I haven't tried it with a shirt yet, but because I work out without my shirt, it kind of makes it hard to wear it on my chest. And I could put a little necklace on there or like a lanyard, but when I walk around and move, it scuffles around on my chest. And I don't want that audio to be picked, that kind of noise to be picked up on the mic, because I know it's irritating to hear that whenever you're watching a video and their mic is getting all scruffly. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to copy Sam Sulek and everybody else who wears it on their hat. And I'm not a big hat wearer either. I don't typically wear hats. I used to when I was younger and I worked outside for a living. I always had a hat, but now that I work inside, I haven't worn a hat in many, many years. Probably 6 years I haven't worn a hat. And I've been wearing it recently to be able to clip my mics on. But I think the audio comes in better with it on the bill versus on the side, so I'm just going to leave it there. Also, what my family did for me, this is really cool. So I'm an Android user, and I use Androids, but I would do all my recording and editing on an iPhone because we got my wife a brand new iPhone 14, so I took her iPhone 12, and I would use that for all my recording and all my editing and all that stuff because of I also have another channel that we do some off-roading, and with iPhones you can transfer videos clear and a lot easier, and they go from a phone to phone, tablet, laptop way easier than what Androids do. And everybody I know has iPhones, and then I do all my stuff on iPhones. So for Father's Day, my family surprised me and they got me a iPhone 15, which I've never used iPhones besides recording and editing. So this is going to be a learning curve, learning how to use an iPhone. But they got me an iPhone 15 Pro Max with the highest storage or whatever. So that way I don't run out of room whenever I'm trying to edit and put a bunch of videos and clips together. So that was really nice of them. So I got a really caring family. And I love that they did that for me for Father's Day, because they know that this stuff is important to me, and that's awesome. But anyways, so I hope the audio is a lot better for you guys, and I actually hope that the video is better too, because the camera is supposed to be a lot better quality going from an iPhone 12 to an iPhone 15 with everything. So hopefully the picture and the audio is a lot more enjoyable for your viewing pleasure. But cardio, like I said this morning, sucked. It really sucked. Yesterday I didn't do a whole lot. I didn't do really that much. I rolled my legs out. I did some yoga in the morning, and then we did some errands, did some running around. Went to the store, cooked some food, and then I just kind of rested the rest of the day. I should have cut my yard yesterday, but I didn't. And now it's actually raining right now outside, so I probably should have cut it yesterday. Yesterday was actually a really nice day to do it. I just didn't feel like it. I just wanted to rest. Today, just going to be a normal basic day. Back to my normal stuff at work too, so everything is looking good along that lines. Except for I'm down to 213 pounds. That's 22 pounds of weight loss, which is freaking awesome. In 6 weeks. This is Monday of week 7. No, we gotta remember the weeks aren't actually full weeks. It's not Monday through Sunday. Started on Monday, so technically it is, but it ends on a Thursday. But it's the beginning of week 7, and we're going to keep pushing through the way that we're pushing through. Keep going because the results are coming along, and we're doing really, really good, and everything's working out. But all right, it is pretty much 6 o'clock, so I'm going to go ahead and cut this video off so I can eat and get this food down and get ready for work. I will see you guys when I see you. I don't know if I'm going to record during work on my breaks or if I'll just jump to the gym at 4 o'clock. Either way it goes, you'll know in this next clip. Okay, we're back in the gym, and I've actually done quite a bit of my routine already. And I'm going to tell you guys right now, I'm changing up my routine. So what I'm going to be doing different, you take that for me, thank you. So what I'm going to be doing different is I'm going back to higher volume, and I'll explain why. So, I've been doing 2 warm-ups a set, 1 warm-up a set, and then 1 set, 6 sets total per body part. Well, tonight when I was training back, I hit a wall of fatigue, and something in my back kind of felt like I was about to cramp up. Same thing for my biceps. Didn't like the way it felt. And honestly, this feels like I'm more training for strength than I am for bodybuilding. And I really don't want to feel like I'm training for strength. I want to feel like I'm bodybuilding. And I have a bad habit of always kind of resorting back to a powerlifting strength training program because it's just what I love to do. And it always ends up biting me in the end. And I end up getting hurt. So I went ahead and said, I'm not going to wait until July. I'm going to change it right now. And we're going back to high volume. So we're going to be doing the same movements and the same workout. The only difference is instead of doing 6 sets total, we're going to go to 15 sets. We're going to do 5 sets of every movement, doing sets of 8 to 20 depending on the movement. So starting off with like reps of 20, and then as obviously we get heavier in weights as the sets continue, we'll go from 20, 20, 14, 10, 8 or something, or maybe 20 all the way across the board, who knows. But I'm going to go back to volume training. Last year, I was looking at footage, videos, and pictures and videos of me flexing and posing. I'm 213 right now. And looking at photos of me at 220, 225 in videos, my stomach wasn't too much leaner too much chubbier than it is now. I wasn't that much leaner, but the difference is my arms, my shoulders, and my chest was massively different. So doing 30 minutes of Stairmaster in the morning and the evening, then training this way, it's not putting any size on me. And I know I'm in a deficit. I know I'm doing cardio. I know I'm going to look flat, but I'm looking really sucked in and skeletal-like. And I just feel like doing volume works better for me for hypertrophy. Science, bro science, I don't care. Call it a cop-out, call it an excuse, call it coping, I don't care. But I just feel like I'm heading down the path for injury. The way what I felt in my back and my bicep wasn't something that I ever want to feel, especially a cramp. Like I said, in this, it's hard to tell if it's a cramp or if it's about to tear. And feeling something like that in a muscle, like in my back or my bicep, which shouldn't have any issues at all, is definitely a huge indicator of like, hey, back off. You're getting close to getting injured or something's about to happen. So I'm changing it before that happens. I'm just going to go and do it because I am not married to any program or any routine, and I'm not locked into anything so much that I can't change it if I feel it's not going my way. The diet staying the same, the cardio staying the same. The only thing that's going to change is the weights. We're going to get more volume and more reps. I'm still on the hunt and the pursuit for my abs. Nothing is changing about the suffering. It's all the same. Everything's the same except for we're going to do more volume to avoid injury, and that's it. Whether that's the right move or the wrong move, I really don't care because it's what I feel my body needs at the moment to stay injury-free. I'm also not going to be doing those long hold pauses with the slow negatives. I'm just going to be working through the set, trying to get the muscle to engage, work, and flex. Because I don't want anything to tear and get hurt. Also, my fatigue was getting so high that every single thing on me is feeling worn out and beat up, fatigued and exhausted, where it's just counterproductive. I don't know what rep this is. I don't really care either. I'm just going to take it until I feel I only have about maybe 1 or 2 left in the tank. And my pec will tell me when that is. And right, that's it right there. feel this a lot deeper in my chest too, doing more reps and more sets, to be honest. And the thing about it is, I actually feel like I get much better pumps, much more aggressively than what I do when I'm doing high intensity. High intensity is great. I take nothing away from it. I love it. I love it so much. I just keep gravitating back towards it, but I just got to stay away from it, man. I got to just keep the higher volume, the higher frequency. Just make sure that I'm doing everything I can to build the muscle up. Many years of powerlifting, many years of powerlifting did not get me to the size I wanted to be muscularly. I was fat, I was strong, but I was not jacked and I was not tan. So doing high intensity does nothing but get me closer and closer to injury. And I am not trying to get injured. Just got to try to work on getting that muscle pump. Just pumping up that muscle over and over and over again as much as I can and keeping it pumped for as long as I can during the whole workout. The more I can pump it up, the longer I can keep it pumped, the better the workout, the more the results. The workouts are going to be a little bit longer now, which is fine. As long as I get the results in there. Lighter weights, higher reps, less probability for injury. And that's ultimately what I'm after. I feel like that's a good pump for not feeling like I was even going to get a pump tonight. I feel like that's a really good pump. I just got to get these pea shooters a little bit bigger. By little, I mean a lot. So I'm not going to say that I took that routine as far as I could, because if I was eating more calories and not doing cardio, I definitely could have trained a lot harder and did a lot more intensity. But like I said, I got to remember that, like, I can't do those high intensity, high weight sets. And I know I'm not lifting super heavy or anything of the imagination, but at the same time too, with how much weight that I've lost and how much fat I had to how much weight I lost, I'm not going to say I haven't made good progress, because I have, but I do feel like I have shrunk up a lot in the terms of muscle mass and size. And I feel like changing the routine might be good in the moment, because it might cause my body to respond. Because running that routine for 6 weeks, it definitely adapted to it. And I noticed that some things started not feeling so good. So I'm not going to keep pushing that envelope and running the risk of getting hurt. It's just not worth it. I mean, it really isn't. So like I said, the diet's staying the same. The cardio is going to stay the same. The only thing I'm going to change out, honestly, is the sets and the reps. I'm just going to go up on sets. I'm going to go up on reps. I don't see any need to continuously lift super heavy like that, being in a big deficit like I am. I think all I'm doing is just asking for trouble and asking for injury. Call it a cop-out or whatever. I don't care. I feel like it's what needs to be done. And like I said, this could be a huge mistake, and this could be a bad thing, or it could be a great decision. And judging off the history of this last year and whenever I was younger, the volume for me is definitely the way to go. Plus, it's like I can't do in between, right? I either like a lot of volume or I like a lot of intensity. And I'll start gravitating towards one or the other. I cannot stay in the realm of mediocrity when it comes to it. It's either I'm going to go a lot heavier with a lot less volume, or I'm going to go a lot lighter with a lot more volume. I compensate intensity for volume, and I compensate volume through intensity. So I don't know what the outcome is going to be, but all I know is the goal remains the same. I'm after my abs. I'm 100% after my six-pack and my abs. I want to get lean. I want to get ripped. And I want to get to the point where I can actually bodybuild. Not bodybuild. I do feel like I am bodybuilding, but I mean, like, I could get to the point where I can compete in bodybuilding. So I'm not going to overthink it. And I'm not going to beat myself up for it and feel guilty about it. This is something I've been on the fence for a while. And tonight, feeling my back the way I did was just a straight indication of like, yeah, it's time to change it up a little bit. There's no point in continuously training like that if I don't feel like I'm heading in the right direction. Like I said, I know I'm flat, but I know I can still achieve a pump even being in a deficit. There's zero reason why I can't accomplish a pump. And the way that I was training, I was not accomplishing a pump or getting a pump or anything like that. And you don't need a pump to grow, and it's not an indication that you are growing or getting bigger. It just feels nice having a pump in the gym, and it feels like you're accomplishing something. Might be a mental thing, who knows? Alright, I'm going to end the video here, guys. Thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.